Hello everyone, welcome to the show A Date with a Book. And today in this show we are going to talk about a very famous book, and I think maybe most of you must have read this book, but this book is so motivational and inspirational that again and again if you read you will find a new spirit, you will find a new life in it. And this is my favorite book, that's why I'm going to discuss about this book. You must have heard about this famous quote that winners don't do different things, they do things differently. Yes, this is said by Shiv Khera. And today we are going to discuss his first and the famous book, You Can Win. You Can Win talks about life. You Can Win talks about victory. You Can Win talks about success. You Can Win talks about the obstacles. You Can Win talks about failures and how to cope up with the failures and how to overcome our challenges. You Can Win is not only my favorite, but it's the favorite of most of the people, those who have read it or those who have come across of this book. Shiv Khera is an Indian author and he is an activist. He's a motivational speaker as well. And he has launched a movement that's called caste-based reservation should be abolished in India. And after You Can Win, Shiv Khera has written 3 more books. But his first book, You Can Win, is the most popular book. So his book is You Can Sell, and it talks about the sales and marketing, and then Freedom is Not Free, and his third book is that Living with Honor. Today we are not going to discuss about all these 3 books, Living with Honor or You Can Sell, but we are going to talk about only You Can Win. You Can Win is divided into 3 chapters, and each chapters work as a stepping stone to live a more meaningful life, more successful life. And this book talks about the quality of winners, and it says that the difference between a winner and a loser is the difference of attitude. And then winners always think about success, and they have certain habits, and those habits make them successful in their lives. And they are more responsible because they take for every action, their own action, they take the responsibilities. They don't blame others. And then they are full of positivity, and this positivity makes them successful or a winner in life. If we discuss about winners and losers, and if we try to find the differences between these two, so you will find that the winner is always in search of opportunities, and the winners will always talk about an answer for any problem, for any situation, for any challenges. And the winners are always willing to shoulder the responsibilities. They'll also always say that let's do it myself, let's try it out. And for them, for the winners, every problem has a solution, and every problem is a stepping stone for us towards success. And winners are never disappointed, and they never give up. They always learn from their failures, and they always move ahead. And they never blame their circumstances, or they never blame their colleagues or their relatives or their family members. They always take up the responsibilities, and then they say that I must do something to overcome these challenges. While if we look at the losers, we'll find that the losers always have a problem, and the losers will always try to find out some excuses. And if anything goes wrong, they always try to blame others, maybe the family members, maybe the situation, maybe the circumstances, maybe the friends, the relatives. They will find someone to put the blame upon them. And then the losers always will find the way to say that this is not my job, let the others do it. And they are escapist. They try to run away from the responsibilities, and they always procrastinate also, that if there is any challenge, if there is any difficult situation, if there is something difficult to do, so they'll always procrastinate, and they say, okay, later on we'll see, and then how we are going to solve this problem. So these are the signs of losers, because the losers always try to convince themselves that for this problem something must be done, but I am not the one who is going to do. Let some other person do it. So they don't shoulder the responsibility themselves. That is a sign of losers. So whenever we go for any job or any admissions or any mission or any assignments, we will find that 85% of our attitude decides our success rate. It's 85% of our attitude, and 15% is our knowledge, our degree, and our other criteria, but 85% is our attitude. If we think that we will not get this job, we will not get. If we think we cannot do it, we will not do it. If we think that we are beaten, we are beaten. If we think that we are loser, we are loser. So it all depends on our attitude and on our thought process, that how we think about ourselves. Then after that, the book talks about setting goals, and goals always should be smart goals. S says that it should be specific, and M says that it should be measurable, and A says that it should be achievable, and R says that it should be realistic, and time says that it should be time bound. If we are making our goals smart, then it's easier for us to achieve them. And then after achieving one goal, we always have longer goals, short-term goals and long-term goals. So first we can accomplish our short-term goals, and then after that we can move towards the long-term goals. Then the book talks about the success, and in the success, the book suggests that we should never give up, and lots of examples are given from the life of great people like Abraham Lincoln, like Edison. All these people, they were failure once in their lifetime, but they have never given up. They have always tried something new. They have always thought that by this failure they have learned a great lesson, that in this way the particular thing will not function, and they move on, and that's why one day they were successful. So we should never give up on our aims, on our goals. There is a very beautiful story in this book, and I like this story very much because that story has changed my life. There is a time in our life when we run after the materialistic thing, we run after fame, we run after the worldly happiness, we run after the friends, the parties, the jewelries, clothes, and all these type of things. They attract us. But once I read this story in this book, the story is the story of a balloon seller. The story says that a child with his father went to the market, and the child saw a balloon seller who was selling different color balloons. The child observed that there was no balloon of black color. So he asked his father that why there is no black balloon. It means that black balloon cannot fly. The father said, no, it's not the fact. Then he asked the balloon seller, do you have any black color balloon? The balloon seller said that, yes, I have one. Then the father said, okay, now you have to let it go up. And then he filled the gas in the balloon, and then a black balloon flew. The child was very happy to see that even black balloon can flew. Then the father replied to the child that it's not the color of the balloon that decides whether the balloon will go up or not. It's the substance within the balloon that decides that whether the balloon will be able to go up or not. So we have to have the substance in us. We should not go on the appearance. We should not go on the meager things. Instead of running after those things, we have to have some substance in us. You know, in some cases, we have big degrees, but we don't have knowledge, we don't have understanding, we don't have wisdom. So that degrees are a burden on us. So instead of having those just for the namesake degrees, we have to have the knowledge and wisdom. So substance should be inside us. Whatever we do, we should go into the depth of that subject, depth of that knowledge, and then try to have substance in us. So this is very important for us. This story is in the book of Shiv Khera, You Can Win. Now let's look at some life-changing thoughts, and these thoughts are very special for us. If we work upon these thoughts, then our lives are going to be changed. I'm 100% sure. So the book suggests that a right decision at a wrong time becomes the wrong decision. So we should always look at the time first, that what is this time, whether this time I have to take some decisions or not. If this is the right time, then we should take the decisions, otherwise we can delay the decisions. Then the next thought is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitude of mind. like, you know, sometimes we are in different situations and the other time we are in the other situations. The ambience is changed, the atmosphere is changed, the entire circumstances are changed. But God has made us in such a way that we can alter ourselves, we can adapt with the situation. And that is the best quality of human being, and that is the secret of success. Every problem comes with an equal or greater opportunity for success. So no problem in the life is given to us just for the sake of problem. Every problem has the solution and the bigger opportunity for us to move ahead, to achieve something greater. And people are more valuable than the capital or the equipments. This is very, very important. We have to understand, because the people around us, our relatives, our family members, our friends, they are very precious for us. They are very important. The human race is very important. They are the real capital. Instead of taking care of the things, taking care of the materials, and then spending time to gain more and more worldly materials, we have to always keep our friends and relatives and our people around us very precious to us, and we have to take care of their needs and their feelings. Further, if we move towards another thought, so the thought suggests that people with negative attitude become a liability to the society. Because, you know, the negative people, they will always spread negativity, and they will always talk negative. They will always talk against everything, against system, against people, against the company, against their job, against the education, against everything. So we have to avoid this type of negative people, because these negative people are not going to add on anything in our society. They are just going to be a liability for the society, and they are going to bring damages instead of constructing something in the society. Then it also says that start looking for what is right in a person or situation instead of looking for what is wrong. This is human nature. We always look at the wrong thing. We always look at the bad habits of the people. We always look at the darker side of the personality. Instead, we have to look at the brighter side, because everybody has some qualities. Everybody has something positive in that. So everybody has some quality that for that we have to appreciate that person. And same goes with the situation also, because every situation has something positive in it. Even if we talk about the pandemic of corona, this also has something positive. So we have to look at the positive side of this pandemic, and instead of just grumbling and blaming and then complaining, we have to be grateful, and we have to thank Almighty for all his blessings. Then there is a direct correlation between our feelings and our behavior. Okay, what we feel, same we act upon. So if we feel happy, our behavior will be very positive. If we don't feel happy, if we are sad, if we are frustrated, then that will be shown in our behavior. So first we have to start feeling positive and feeling happy, then automatically that will come in our behavior, and then we will lead a happy life and a successful life. Then it also says that if you associate with negative people, you will become one. Because if we are surrounded with the negative people, if throughout the day we are listening negative thoughts, negative talks, negative things, then one day we are also going to be the negative person, and we are also going to talk about like them. So that's why we have to always keep away from the negative people, and we have to be surrounded by the positive people. Then life is a one-way street. There is no rewind button. So that's why we have to take our life very seriously. We have to act seriously. We have to take the decisions very seriously, because this life is given only once. We are not going to get again and again chances to lead our life. So this life is very precious for everyone. Then true education is training of both the head and the heart. So the education is to train the emotions and the cognitive development of the people. It's not only for the cognitive development, it's for the affective domain also it should deal with. And then knowledge is a piling of facts, wisdom is to find them. So along with knowledge, we have to have wisdom, because if there is no wisdom in us, then our knowledge is useless. There is no use of the knowledge. And further, this book suggests that you need to keep your mind on what you want, not on what you don't want. Because whatever is our goal, our eyes should be on that, our mind should be on that. We should not divert our attention. We should not look at those things that we don't need in our life, that we don't want in our life. If we are focused, then we will not find time to look at the rubbish things. And if you really want to succeed from the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. So this is the best teaching it is given, that if you want to be successful, they always look at the failures, always look of the people who are not successful. So what they avoid doing, you have to do, then only you are going to be failure. They avoid hard work, they avoid more work, they avoid this type of sincerity, dedication. So you do with dedication and sincerity, then you will be successful in life. So this book, You Can Win, is a very motivational book, and it's an inspirational and bestseller. And I recommend everyone to at least read once, and you definitely will find a difference in your own life, in your attitude. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.